McDonald's is no stranger when it comes to brutal fights and sloppy smackdowns. It's often considered the Thunderdome for the world's toughest, but in this disturbing clip I'm about to show you, not even McDonald's was prepared to handle this meat monster that came in here looking for trouble. This ain't your mother's McDonald's anymore. This ain't no Weenie Hut Jr. shit. This is his world and we're just eating McDonald's in it.
You need to settle down, boy. Now, are you fucking serious? You just fucking fuck. I wanted to fucking have a meal. You have whores up here trying to switch to go now.
This is the face of the man who makes knuckle sandwiches. You'll be cruising for a bruising if you step in this man's way. This is Goliath in the legendary David vs. Goliath tale, and he stepped into the McDonald's crucible with one goal in mind, to eat some lovely McChickens while looking up the new Magic the Gathering ban list. And apparently those damn whores interrupted him. Now he's rampaging. God help us.
That's your job. Get out of my store! Now! You need to get out of my store, dude! Now!
Did you catch all of those moves? I'll slow it down and rewind it for all of you who aren't classically trained in martial arts nor familiar with ancient Shaolin techniques like I am.
Now!
Here we can see the master lead with a right foot buttfuck slip and slide move, but he also throws in the combo with the left arm Shoryuken. While on the surface it may seem like just a simple and effective 1-2 combo, I dare you to even give this a try. You'll likely combust and just lead to fuck all over the floor. It takes thousands and thousands of hours to master this technique right here, and he throws it around with ease. And he doesn't stop there, he beautifully transitions into his Looney Tunes level windup here for the haymaker that would have surely not only ended that man's life, but would also make every woman's panties within a 2-mile radius sodden.
I'll put you down. Come on, follow me. Get out of my store now! Get out of my store now!
The manager's sharp reflexes just saved the entire city block. Had the rampaging glasses man been able to slam the door successfully, you're looking at a catastrophic explosion. That would have been the end of the entire area.
Get out of my fucking shit!
And it was on that day that McDonald's got a grim reminder, stay out of that man's fucking shit, or else. Well yeah, I mean that's it. So yeah. This morning I hit my foot on the stairs, and it hurt quite a bit. It was like that episode in SpongeBob where he stubs his toe and only cried for 20 minutes. It made me feel like shit. It made me feel like a pussy. And it made me want to be a stronger, tougher guy. So I figured, let's watch some tough guy videos in order to get inspired and see how it's done, and what it really looks like to be a tough guy.
Pretend to take a photo because you're a big pussy. I'm gonna kick your ass up here.
Okay, do it. Come on.
To give you some context, the man filming flipped off the driver who nearly hit him and his dog while crossing the street, and the driver was not too happy about seeing that bird go his way. So he slows down and says he's gonna kick his ass up there. There's some real goofy shit like straight out of King of the Hill. So the guy filming has now booked a whoop-ass appointment at the upcoming parking lot, and he's not afraid, he's not backing down.
Alright, so go on, get out.
Why'd you threaten me back there?
I have it on video of you saying you're gonna get out and kick my ass.
Well, you just threatened me.
Hey, what the fuck is this? Some kind of magic trick? They made the tough guy from behind the wheel disappear, and now we're just left with this scared volleyball coach talking about being threatened. This can't be the same guy that was talking about beating dick and beating ass from a moment ago, right? Must have switched out or something like that. This guy is just the quintessential peaked in high school loser. He's got a beer belly now, 2 kids that don't respect him, his wife feels trapped with him, so she's probably getting experimental with the neighbor, just trying to think of a way out of the marriage. He just does not seem like a happy guy.
With what?
You flipped me off, and I got it on camera.
Oh yeah, I flipped you off because you didn't stop for a pedestrian.
Who's the pedestrian?
Me and my dog.
You weren't there.
Oh yeah, we were.
No, you weren't.
Okay, well then I flipped you off for no reason for my First Amendment right. So go fuck yourself.
First Amendment. Okay.
Yeah.
You can threaten me with the go fuck yourself.
Threaten? Are you threatened by freedom of speech, sir?
Well, you're shaking.
You should go fuck yourself.
You're shaking like a leaf.
Now it's turned into a Twitter argument here out of nowhere. So this guy was talking so fucking tough from behind the wheel of his car. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna kick your ass over there at the middle school parking lot. It's going down. Please don't call my bluff. God, please don't come over here. Oh God, he's here. So he starts to panic, and then he immediately gets out his phone, fucking fumbling it around. He's probably got it not even recording. He probably just accidentally took a picture and thinks it's recording. Why are you threatening me? This maniac, help! Calling the police. This crazy madman's talking about he's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna beat my butt. Oh, please, God, get here and help. Why'd you threaten me? You know, just one of these cowards. Just, there's so many people like this that, you know, that very stereotypical hold me back type, you know, where someone's like going wild, like pretending they want to fight, puffing out their chest, but really that's the last thing in the world they want. That's exactly what this guy tried, but he tried it with the wrong guy. This guy was about that action. He's got his dog with him, and he was probably just gonna go over there and beat his ass with one hand.
Yeah, I am, because you threatened to beat my ass.
Well, you can cry.
And this is going on Facebook.
Okay, cry.
Have you heard of Bellingham Living?
Yep.
Yeah, you're going all over it.
Well, I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, what did you say you were gonna come do?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, it's on video.
Well, you look at you.
Yeah, because you threatened to beat my ass.
Dog isn't like you.
And that's the conclusion of this David vs. Goliath match. He never even got out of the car. So the fight that he tried to start, he didn't even show up to. And I have no doubt he drove away thinking that he was the winner and the big man. Which is real fucking sad. Now let's go ahead and go to a classic. I'm sure most of you have seen this video, but this one's such a classic and I really was feeling like watching some tough guy shit. So let's go ahead and watch one of the internet's finest tough guy moments.
You tried to rear-end me and my fucking wife, bitch! Look what you did to my fucking car! I hope you have insurance, motherfucker! Get the fuck out of your truck! I'm gonna beat your fucking ass! Get the fuck out, bitch! Get the fuck out, you pussy!
This road rage incident really has everything you could want. A protagonist you can't help but root for as he just silently stone-faced stares ahead, ignoring the goofball outside of his window doing an interpretive dance and losing his mind. It's just a wonderful video.
Fuck out of your truck! Get the fuck out, you pussy ass bitch! Let's go! Get out! Get out of your truck! Get out of your truck so I can beat your fucking ass!
I will say, his negotiating skills need work. You know, maybe get out of the truck so I can give you candy or something, you know? Like, really try and entice him out of there. Lure him out like an animal. Set little breadcrumbs or something that he might open the door and, you know, get up, you know? He's not even really trying to persuade him to leave. Right now, his only bargaining chip is get out of the truck so I can beat your ass? Who's gonna really want to take that deal? And they can just sit there and laugh at you. I also really appreciate the music in this clip because I think it really adds to the ambiance. The boner jams really add an extra layer of beauty to the video.
Wanna go? Come on! Let's go! Let's go! Take a fucking video! Take a fucking video, cunt! You fucking whore, bitch cunt! Let's go! Come on!
Tough guy thought he was on Xbox Live there for a second.
Get out, bitch! Get out of your fucking truck!
Things really escalate there. We've reached the climax. As his friends show up, he gets even more confident and he goes full baby rage mode. Get out! It's great. And then all of a sudden a G.I. Joe out of nowhere shows up to try and put the kibosh on the whole thing here. Also, one of his friends looks exactly like him. They look like clones. They're even wearing the exact same shirt in a different color. I don't know if they planned that. Or maybe they could be twins, I suppose, but I just thought this was interesting. It's like a video game developer who got lazy, so they just used the same character model and changed the clothes color. Yeah, it's pretty much where that one ends. I really was expecting him to start crying after the huge meltdown moment, but I don't think he ever did get any tears out. He probably did cry on the drive home, I imagine. He really just let it all out because the emotions were just overwhelming. But it would have been nice to see him cry on camera. But, oh well. It's still a classic. And I think these two tough guy videos are pretty solid stuff. Now I think I have a better idea of what it means and looks like to be a tough guy. That's about it. So yeah. You may not have been able to realize it, but over the last couple months I've actually had a vitamin deficiency. I've had dangerously low levels of vitamin T in my diet. Vitamin Tough Guy. And it's fucking time to take a handful of nails and shove them in my asshole as I look at a real man doing real manly shit in Walgreens. I've always enjoyed watching these tough guys in the wild just to try and learn from an alpha male. So let's get in here and see what a real modern tough guy looks like.
Okay? How's that? How's that? How's that? Fuck you or you
coming after
breathe.
me, man?
Okay?
Why are you coming
Don't
after
tell
me,
me what
man?
the fuck to do. How's that, pal?
I didn't tell you what to
You
do.
did. You said don't talk to people who you don't know. I'll talk to whoever the fuck I want to know.
Never mind, I
How's
did.
that, pal?
Never mind, I did tell him not to talk to you.
That's right. So use your fucking head if you know how.
Speaking of using your head, this guy's head looks like it was used to model the thwomps in Super Mario 64. This guy's entire head is like an actual face filter for a TikTok meme video. It's wild. But anyway, you have to respect how he keeps calling him pal, keeping everything civil. I was hoping for a classic I'm not your pal friend, but unfortunately we weren't lucky enough for that kind of Oblivion NPC dialogue exchange, but it's still pretty cool. I don't know why pal is tough to this guy. He just keeps saying pal a lot as if it's intimidating. Like every time he says pal, the guy with the camera starts trembling like, oh, like getting smaller, like, oh fuck, he said pal, oh fuck. Yeah, it's weird. Pal and buddy, for some reason, are like choice words used by middle-aged alcoholic fathers with an attitude like this. And I don't really get why. Those are like the two least intimidating words you can start throwing at someone.
Understood.
Okay, you little pimply little shit.
Hey, you guys. If you guys could not do this in the store.
That sounds good to me.
And so then leave.
I'm checking out, sir.
Yeah,
Check
just
out.
Go ahead, ring out. If you could take
Okay?
6
You're not
feet.
that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you?
Absolutely.
You're gonna get arrested for this?
Arrested for doing what? Just like a pimple on the left. Somebody says something and you don't like it.
sir.
And you don't like it, right? Is that what it is?
If
You
don't
little
stop
pimp.
yelling-
There's a lot to unpack here. This is like a fusion of Neil Breen meets David Hasselhoff when he was crawling on the floor for hamburgers. So you can see he's starting to hone in on like personal insults at the guy's appearance by bringing up pimples for some reason. In a moment you'll see the guy doesn't even have pimples, so I don't know where that was coming from. Maybe this guy's living in some kind of delusional fantasy where he's seeing himself as a high schooler and he's like picking apart his own insecurities or something. I don't really know. The angrier this man was getting, the further his IQ was dropping. He said, just like the pimple on the left. And I thought there was going to be something to follow that up, like logically, you know, like make like a tree and leave or some dumb shit like that. That's what I was expecting, but all he said is, just like the pimple on the left, you say something you don't like. Like, what are you pimples don't talk. Like, you know, there's not something a pimple doesn't like to hear. It doesn't have ears, you fucking idiot. That doesn't make any sense. So what do you mean, just like the pimple on the left? That sounds like some kind of Amanda Bynes skit from the 90s. The pimple on the left. What is? I don't know what he was really talking about, but I like his chutzpah. I like where his heart was at. It's pretty fucking impressive. And then he, of course, really stuck it to him, showed him who was boss when he said, you little pimp. You know, I don't know if that's an insult or if this man's just starting to get a little horny. So, you know, he's starting to get a little semi-chum. He's like, you little dirty pimp. Oh, yeah. What am I? You're a little naughty, misbehaving Walgreens customer? Yeah, what are you going to do to me, huh? What are you going to do for me?
Can you hold the camera while I check?
I'll leave the store,
I'm
okay?
listening to you.
Fuck you where you breathe, pal. Right where you breathe. Go vote for fucking Biden and suck right here.
Have a good day, sir.
Nothing says tough guy quite like tugging on your own meat in public as you retreat from a Walgreens. Mission accomplished, I would say. Not only did he not get to get whatever he needed at Walgreens, he also just left completely defeated and utterly embarrassed, because now it's all online. Not that this guy uses the internet for anything more than like flat earth conspiracies on Facebook or something, but unfortunately, that's the last time we see our favorite little tough goblin. He retreats from the Walgreens and he goes back to his broken home that he's created due to his inability to control his alcohol and his temper. And I don't know anything about the background of this video or what led up to it, but I would bet a decent chunk of money that this happened in Florida. I just get a really strong Florida sense from this video. I can almost smell the classic soothing aroma of Florida bath salts. But yeah, anyway, it'd been too long since we saw a video of a tough guy, and just wanted to go through one. That's about it. So yeah, in life, there's always going to be that level of self-doubt and insecurity that someone will experience at one point or another. It's just part of the human condition, where you ask yourself, am I good enough? Maybe I'm just a fucking loser. And yeah, maybe you are a fucking loser. but today I'm going to show you a man that has reinvented what it means to be pathetic. This guy has achieved a level of loser that science didn't even think possible. So rest assured, no matter how terrible you think you are, you will never even be in the same dimension as this homunculus I'm about to show you. The only man to master all 4 elements of douchebag, perpetually striking a goofy power stance that he saw on WikiHow when he googled how to look intimidating, berating and assaulting food service workers, threatening lawsuits in jail, and of course, the most powerful element of being a douchebag, a pair of sunglasses. A douchebag without sunglasses is like cereal without milk. And only this man here was chosen to master all 4 of these elements, the avatar of douchebag.
In fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life.
Sir, you are on camera right now?
There's just so much that happens in this short, less than 20-second video here. Somehow this man was able to speedrun, making everyone hate him. Like, he set an 80% record for the shortest amount of time it takes for everybody to hate you. So Johnny Bravo with an eating disorder here storms into Burger King, and we don't have the crucial lore that built up to this point. We're missing the context on exactly what's happening, which is unfortunately opened the fucking septic tank for these shitty journalists to just make things up. Biggest culprit is Daily Mail, which is just a giant piece of shit in the first place. They took this story and wiped their filthy ass with it. They said the reason for this meltdown was because the chicken nuggets were too spicy. And yeah, while I have no doubt this guy is a giant pussy who would start crying if some mild salsa accidentally dripped on his tortilla chips, this meltdown wasn't over chicken nuggets being too spicy. So the whole story, the background they built up here, the fan fiction they wrote around this guy, the mythos, is just entirely wrong. It did happen at a Burger King, that much is correct. This embarrassing meltdown is on the grand stage of meltdowns, Burger King. So it's like the fucking Broadway of meltdowns. Burger King and McDonald's, those are the 2 best out there for that. But it didn't happen because of spiciness. It happened, and I don't even know why they bothered changing this, because the real story is just as good as their clickbait garbage headline. The reason it happened is because he didn't get as many chicken nuggets as he was used to getting from Burger King. So this guy is a seasoned veteran of chicken nugget hoarding from Burger King, and one of the workers there must have hid one of those sacred chicken nuggets from him, and he counts each and every one of them. He came in there fucking primed and ready. He fucking stormed the gates and was giving her an earful.
In fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life.
Sir, you are on camera right now?
I understand chicken nuggets can be serious business, but this man really elevated that shit. He treated it like some kind of holy artifact. This is why the opening monologue says, can't fucking count except for robbery and stealing stuff. He's accusing her of stealing his chicken nuggets, and it's a robbery, which is why he then says, I'm gonna throw her in jail for the rest of her life if she doesn't get out of here. I cannot even imagine what he was thinking at this point, as if that's like a real charge you could bring up, some kind of felony, shorting someone 1 chicken nugget. Like, what did he expect? Like, is some kind of high crime here where it'd go to court and he'd be like, Your Honor, no, you're not understanding. I was missing a chicken nugget that I, as an American red-blooded patriot, paid for. The jury gasps, missing nugget, and the judge swings the gavel. 100 years in prison for the Burger King worker, and then everyone claps. Like, this guy treats this fucking thing like some kind of Tumblr fanfiction in his head, I imagine. It's such a dumb goddamn idea. And then when he's told he's on camera, he makes the worst possible decision you can make when you're told you're on camera. He fucking slaps the worker, which is an actual crime. He just assaults the man, who was nothing but kind to him. He was honestly looking out for him like, bro, stop melting down, you're really embarrassing yourself. And then he just doubles down on this shit and slaps him for no fucking reason. And it was a bitch-ass slap, too. I'm something of a connoisseur when it comes to slapping. After all the slapping tournaments I've watched, I've seen professional slapping. This was some garbage shit. This is a slap that would be delivered behind a dumpster during a drug deal gone wrong between 2 people that are just now learning about drugs. This was not a slap from a veteran, and it was pathetic. Unfortunately, the worker had glasses on, so it made the slap look more impactful than it was by having the glasses kind of like jiggle off. but it wasn't a very good textbook form slap. Really, this whole thing was just a whole bunch of fucking garbage, and I think unanimously we can all agree that this guy here is probably the biggest douchebag of 2020, and it's going to be hard to beat. I really thought this could be motivational for somebody that's maybe going through a hard time right now or struggling with their self-image. You will never be as bad as this guy unless you actively go out of your way to try and be a bigger loser than this guy. So just take that, realize that, look, I'm not the worst out there, look at this guy. And then that should help you see things a little more clearly and maybe be a little more positive. But anyway, that's about it. See ya. I remember when I was a kid in middle school, there was a guy that tried to sell me cigarettes once. It wasn't like an adult or anything, it wasn't a creepy uncle situation, it was just a fellow classmate. And he like pulled me aside, he's like, Charlie, you wanna see something fucking epic? Hey, you ever heard of cigarettes? And I was like, yeah, I've heard of those goofy little things before, why? So he like opened up his backpack and showed me. He made it seem like he was showing me like a real life fucking Pokemon or something, like a dinosaur egg. And I just never really forgot that. That story doesn't really have anything in common with what we're talking about today, other than I now feel like that kid's selling cigarettes, but instead of selling cigarettes, now I'm just showing you something fucking epic with a grown-ass man melting down and throwing a temper tantrum after being told he has to move one seat to his left in a movie theater.
Seats in this theater.
So let's
Why
find
do you
yours.
have to have mine?
It's not your seat.
Go away.
That's not gonna
I pay my money. I have a right to it.
sit in your seat, correct?
Yes,
that's
my
not,
seat.
That's not your seat.
How can you tell it's not my seat?
Because your ticket has your seat number on it.
Absolutely bent him over and blasted his ass with facts and logic. Put his ass into a checkmate, the scholar's mate, by dropping the mic after revealing that his ticket has his assigned seat on it, as pretty much every movie theater does these days. And so, to bring you up to speed, this gentleman was asked to just move to his seat that is on his ticket, and that's when all hell broke loose. That's when the demon came out.
Whatever.
Let's find it.
Whatever.
This can easily
Do
be
your own
resolved.
policy.
and
No,
you're
no, I'm going to be
arguing.
an asshole because you're being an asshole.
I am not.
I'm a patron here.
Okay, and I'm trying to find
And this
your
will be
seat.
the last time that I come to this imagined theater.
My man just dropped a theater on him. That's some straight out of SpongeBob fire. Again, this could all be solved super easily if he just moved to the seat right next to him. But he just will not budge. This is what happens when an unstoppable object meets an immovable sack of rejection and failure.
All right,
great.
I paid
That
my
sounds
money.
great.
Does
Please-
anybody
please
here
don't come
think
back.
that
Please
this
don't come
is
back.
actually a thing where it's like, it doesn't matter where you sit. It's not assigned seating.
It is.
Go sit in your own seat.
Thank you.
So now we get a look at our protagonist here. It's Hulk Hogan. Hulkmania is running wild here, brother. I'll tell you what. And the camera angle is very cinematic here. I feel like a child hiding inside of my parents' closet. Now they've just busted in and started making out with each other, and I'm really uncomfortable. You also gotta love that the crowd work didn't exactly pan out. Wait, guys, what's the deal with assigned seating? Does anyone else believe in this shit? This shit's more made up than round earth theory, am I right? Like, come on, what's going on with that shit? And some guy's like, bro, just go to your seat. He's like, oh, bah humbug, whatever. It's just this phenomenon that I always find amazing, when someone is so confidently wrong and lost in their own delusion, just huffing too many of their own farts that they just really think that they're right, and put themselves out there to get validation and never find it. It's like those people that are melting down in a public store or at a retail worker, and they film themselves melting down and insulting the retail worker, thinking that they're in the right and it looks good on them. But every single time, it just gets them attacked by everyone, or they get like fired from their job for it because they themselves posted their worst moment thinking that they were in the right.
Oh, thank you.
Please, sir, let's find your seat and we can start the
No,
meeting.
I'm not going to.
Then I'm going to ask you to leave.
You did, like 4 or 5 times. And that's why now we have a disturbance. Because some other people can't just be like, you know what? I could sit right here,
Sir, we're not doing this
one
anymore.
seat off.
We're not doing
One
this, sir.
seat off.
Please step-
I gotta say, man, the employee here has the patience of an actual Zen master. I don't know how someone can be dealing with fucking drunk Yosemite Sam over here like this with such a level head. He's just sitting there being as respectful as possible given the circumstance. So that guy needs a raise. ASAP.
So if I were to move over one seat, everything would be okay.
Sir,
Is that what you're saying?
you're just
Is that what you're saying?
Listen,
Does that mean?
Are you gonna listen?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Be my pest.
Okay. At this point, you are disrupting the show for these fine folks. We're gonna ask you to leave. We'll get you a refund though. I'll be nice and get you a refund.
I don't know. I might want to be taken out in handcuffs now.
Sir, come on.
I say call his bluff. This is not a guy who's accustomed to confrontation or fighting. When you see him stand up, you'll know what I'm talking about. This is a guy whose only argument has probably ever come from playing Dungeons & Dragons online, or maybe like a rule dispute in Magic the Gathering. There is no chance that this guy would be okay in the face of like actual confrontation. He's just taking advantage of some very respectful and nice workers and being an insufferable asshole. Now, it does sound like he's been drinking, but that's no excuse for this behavior whatsoever. It's such a small, trivial thing to just move one seat over. I imagine the reason they even checked his ticket and then found out he was in the wrong seat is because someone was trying to sit in their assigned seat, but this fucking vigilante swamp-ass monster couldn't help but try and like fight for his right to be a nuisance. It's so frustrating that people will cause such a massive scene over something so small. Just move one seat over. It's just not that hard.
I paid my money. I don't understand why it is. If I sit over here, one seat, it's okay, and everything is right with the world. But if not, the world stops and everybody gets upset.
Sir, let's go. I'll be nice and I'll get you a refund.
I want more than just a refund.
Okay.
Can I get a drink?
We'll take care of you in the lobby.
One more drink's gonna have this man in the fetal position crying and asking for his mom to pop a tit for him to suckle. It's not a good idea. He's definitely hit the sauce a little too hard today, though he does strike me as just an already angry person to begin with if he's willing to go this hard on something this insignificant. So hopefully he didn't get a drink, and hopefully he didn't get a refund. He was not entitled to a refund. He literally just donated to this theater to not even see a movie. He went in here, confrontational, and basically kicked himself out. He does not need a refund. That is being way too nice to this guy. These two workers deserve a raise for having to deal with someone like this. Just an actual public nuisance.
Fine. And then I won't come back.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
And I'm going to make sure everybody knows about this shit.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I'm capitulating because I don't want to watch the movie now. You ruined it for me. Because of your silly ass rules.
Okay. I apologize about that.
Take a look at that drip, god damn! Looking suave. Man out here with the red on red, dressed like an actual zit. Or maybe the saturation's a little up and maybe it's orange on orange and he's cosplaying as a traffic cone with a wig. I'm really not sure, but he's looking real good here. Man's looking like Doc Brown going through a phase after Back to the Future 3.
I still think I'm being the bigger person here.
Okay. I think you dropped your phone.
Yeah. Should we pull that? At least I didn't pay $900 for it. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy your movie.
The most predictable twist in cinema history. This guy owns a trench coat and unironically wears it in public. I actually thought when he first picked it up it was a trash bag or like a tarp or something, and then it turned out to be a trench coat and I just thought, yep, that makes sense. That tracks. That sounds about par for the course. He probably also had like a katana stored in the trunk of his car just in case he happened to get jumped by 6 samurais on the way out of the parking lot or something. Just really sad shit. Just a public nuisance for no fucking reason. Could have just moved one seat over and saved everyone the trouble and himself the embarrassment. I think this is just a lesson to everyone to not make a big deal out of such simple and small things. Even like, let's say in some fantasy world, he was right. You know, he was actually in the right seat and the movie theater was wrong. None of them couldn't read. They were all illiterate. Even still, it was such a simple ask. They're asking me to move one seat over. I might be right, but why am I going to fight them? It's their facility. I'll just move over so that way I'm not intruding on everyone else's time. It's just not hard to just do something simple for the sake of everyone else's enjoyment and ease of existence. Like, it's just, I don't know, that shit just drives me up a fucking wall. Anyway, I just saw this today and wanted to talk about it. That's about it. See ya. I just found the toughest guy on TikTok, the CEO of the Salty Spittoon. He told an inspirational story that I happened to stumble across, and I'm not gonna lie to you, sports fans, it's something I really needed to hear.
That point on, my dad knew he couldn't take on. That was 13. He picked up a stick, a wooden stick, and he went to hit me over the head. And I did this, and it broke. And then I took it out of his hand, threw it on the floor, kicked him in the leg, picked him up, and threw him on the coffee table. Coffee table broke in half.
Yeah, that definitely happened. And everybody clapped. This kid Rex Kwandoed his father through a coffee table like it was Mankind McFoley through a WWE table. Now, I read his comments, and there were naysayers in there thinking that he was just spouting off a load of baloney. Bunch of bullshit. Well, poo-poo on you for thinking that he would be lying about a situation like this. You don't know who you're speaking to. This isn't some ordinary mortal, some weak coward. This is a superhuman. And here he is graciously taking time out of his busy day sucking piss from his own balls in order to tell us the origin story of his powers. Kind of like when Mark from Invincible awakened his powers, so too did he. And he is going to use this as a way of not just flexing on us, but trying to lift us up.
That's the beauty, that we are actually superhuman. We just don't unlock these genes because we don't put our body and our mind through the pressure. There is something called microfractions. Little microfractions that you cause with hitting the bone thickens the bone.
See, it's that simple. Microfractions. Well, you didn't learn about that in algebra? I'll drop the sarcasm for a moment. Fucking Goober here is confusing microfractures for microfractions. Also, I'm convinced he's not actually speaking to anyone on this podcast. I think he just set up this podcast look to make it seem like he's got more authority than he actually does on something. But that's just a little game theory. That's a little tinfoil hat conspiracy there. But anyway, I just love that he comes in here preaching, we're all superhumans. Have you ever heard of microfractures? Like that's the eureka moment, like that's the chemical X. It turns out this is the secret that, Big Brother doesn't want you to know. We're actually all X-Men, thanks to microfractions. I feel like it's almost insulting to your intelligence if I explain microfractures here, because I imagine most of you know what that is, but I'll go ahead and dive into it quickly, just in case he happens to have stumbled across this video in between beating 5,000 samurais' asses for the day or something, or whatever cool badass thing he was doing. What he's trying to talk about is microfractures, which you've probably heard of in relation to like Muay Thai. And it's like repeated impact to the bone causes slight little fractures to it, so when it repairs itself, it grows back a bit denser, a bit stronger. Now, obviously, it's not going to turn you into a goddamn superhuman. You could go outside and kick oak trees till the cows come home, kicking infinite oak trees, but you will never be able to have dense enough bones to be, like, bulletproof or anything like that. Like, it's not going to turn you into a superhuman, and I don't know why he's talking about it like it somehow does.
I used to sit there and hit my shins with a hammer all fucking day. Do you know why people wear boxing gloves? So they don't fuck up their hands by hitting somebody's head. Your head is the strongest bone in the body, and if you train it and bang it enough for a whole year, it becomes 4 times thicker.
He's just straight up wrong. The head is not the strongest bone in the human body. That title usually goes to the femur. But he does say something I do believe him on about banging his head. That I think he's probably telling the truth on. Like, yeah, maybe he was hitting his knees or his shins with a hammer, and he probably started hitting his head with the fucking hammer too from the sound of things here, because he is way off his rocker here. He is off his gourd.
We hurt, and I learned that at a young age. That's what I learned from the Shaolin monks. Go watch them when they spar, when they battle, or when they have a fight. Boom, they turn their head. Wherever you're hitting, they just turn their head. You punch their head, you're breaking your hand.
No, they don't. He doesn't say a single thing in here that's accurate at all, not even by accident. So, I know exactly what happened here, though. He saw one video, the old viral video of that Shaolin monk who was taunting his opponent in a fight, where he put his head down and was just taking every blow right on the chin. Like, he was just eating every fucking blow like it was cereal. So that's the video he saw, and he thought that must have been true for all Shaolin monks, I think. That's the only explanation I can think of. Like, and I'm giving him a lot of charitability here with my interpretation of this statement, because I think also equally likely is he's just straight up lying, just actually talking out of his fucking butthole. But I think there's a chance he saw that video of the Shaolin monk in the boxing ring where he was getting hit in the head a lot because he was literally taunting the guy, and he's like, oh, that's how Shaolin monks fight. Must be those microfractions I've heard so much about. They must train with that. So now he's spouting it off here on the podcast. But I don't know why he thinks that. He could have just looked it up for like 2 seconds. Like, Shaolin monks don't just fight with their head for blocking. Like, they're not giraffes. Like, they don't just fight with their head. Like, what? It's outrageous that he would think that. Also, I can't help but have, like, an immense appreciation for the lesson he's trying to teach here to, like, the absolute idiots in his audience. That you should hit your head a lot over the course of a year to make your skull thicker. He's actually trying to preach the gospel that in order to be a superhuman, you need to be like banging your head against the wall like it's a horror movie, like the end of Hereditary or something. That is incredible as a lesson that he's trying to get out there. Because that's actually the takeaway. He is literally talking like, if you want to unlock the superhuman X-Men gene, you're going to have to start hitting your shins with a hammer and damaging your skull so that way it'll get thicker and stronger and more dense. You ever heard of Shaolin monks and microfractions? That's an incredible lesson for him to try and teach on TikTok. That's amazing.
Come in to kill you. When I punch somebody, I don't punch their head. I'm imagining my fist going through their head, through the back of their head. Their head gets stuck here on my elbow. That's how Bruce Lee used to do. And who was like that? Mike Tyson. He comes in and when he punches, why do you see everybody's head flying? Because he tried to put his fist through the guy's head. That's why every single punch you see people fly. Look today, all the knockouts that are in the UFC. Somebody kicks him, he does a slap kick. Chin, boom, boom, boom. Guy goes down this way. Mike Tyson, Bruce Lee, it's a different punch.
Hey, can't argue with that. When this man throws a punch, he's turning your skull into body armor for himself, locking it in like an elbow pad. That is, of course, assuming you haven't trained your skull with sledgehammers for the better part of a decade, because then even he would be powerless against a skull that thick. You'd be looking like Sheen out of that episode of Jimmy Neutron when he gets really smart and has that huge brain. But yeah, I just think it's really fun listening to this guy talk about how badass he is. It's so cool. I punch through their skull and then their head's locked on my elbow. I end up looking like I'm out of Mad Max. I adorn my body with decorations of viscera and body parts. It's so fucking good.
Belgian horses are the biggest and the strongest horses in the world. Each one could pull 12,000 pounds. If the two of them are put together, how much weight could they pull?
Together, they're pulling 24,000 right there.
By math, if you do it right, they're pulling 24,000. When you put two alpha males, Belgian horses, together, they could pull 36,000 pounds.
Math can never calculate the potential of an alpha. Also, the AI art he uses for all of his videos is fucking mind-boggling. Yikes. Horrifying. But you're gonna find this hard to believe. He's wrong again. So, this is actually something a lot of other influencer alpha males mention about the Belgian horses as an example of how strong brotherhood can be. They're able to punch way above their weight class, beyond what you would expect given, the numbers here. And it all stems from something called entree leadership from someone named Dave Ramsey, who gave this Belgian horse example when it comes to synergy. So, Belgian horses can pull up to 8,000 pounds individually, not 12,000 like Goofball mentions. And Dave Ramsey saying when you put two together, they are able to actually pull under like optimal conditions, trained together. They can get up to like 30 or even 32,000 pounds that they can pull together through synergy. Well, our guy didn't quite understand that. He couldn't get the numbers correct, and he was trying to spout out an idea that's not his to begin with. I don't think he read Dave Ramsey's book. I'm starting to wonder if he's literate in the first place. Instead, I'm sure he saw some of the other influencer alpha males that have butchered that book excerpt, and he just tried to call upon that and got it wrong.
It's because one pushes the other. If you guys work together as a team, like two Belgian horses, you'll be able to pull a lot more than you're pulling on your own.
Yeah, I like that.
It's amazing that when you see brothers really work as a team and understand that nothing can break you, which means if I separated you and I took you in a room, no matter how hard I would beat you, you don't give up your brother.
Yeah.
You don't break. Don't ever let a woman separate between you guys. Every single ex-girlfriend of my brother separated us, didn't want me around. When I was around, he was being more of himself. Brotherhood is the most important thing.
Every single one of your brother's ex-girlfriends didn't want you around? And you think that's a problem with them, not you? Like these women that knew nothing about you at all, like they didn't have it out for you, all of them for some reason just didn't want you around, And you don't think that's because you're a fucking weirdo? Or maybe I'm just talking crazy. That's clearly not the lesson to be learned from that experience there. Obviously not. It all ties back to Belgian horses, actually. Anyway, though, I really enjoyed going down a little bit of a rabbit hole on some tough guy TikTok content, so I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. This season on the YouTube drama soap opera has been a pretty interesting one, and as this season winds to a close, we get one hell of a surprise here. It turns out YouTube tough guys aren't that tough. What a shocker. Now, when I say YouTube tough guys, I'm referring to the braggadocio YouTubers like Rice Gum and FaZe Banks. FaZe Banks also happens to be the protagonist in today's story. And the ones that really just flex a whole bunch of money on their 12-year-old fans who live vicariously through their success. The fan base is sad, their personas are sad. Today we get to see what happens when an unstoppable douchebag meets an actual confrontation. Now I want to make it clear before I start this, I don't care about the story. It's a fucked up story and I'm not taking sides, although I am more inclined to believe FaZe Banks and Alyssa's side, even though they are known liars. Barley's statement was just really bad, and in my experience the bouncers do start most of this shit at these types of establishments. But once again, I don't care about the story, I just care about when FaZe Banks gets involved in a fight. The security footage has just been released. The footage is chopped into pieces to fit this horrible narrative that I don't believe any rational person's going to believe at all, but it does show FaZe Banks in an actual confrontation. No smoke and mirrors, no CGI. This is a real YouTube tough guy in a real altercation.
A couple are internet stars. We monitor stuff like this here at the television station. They get millions of hits over outrageous videos that they post. Their names are Alyssa Violet and Ricky Banks.
And I can't believe it happened to us.
What happened to Ricky Banks began when he was in a restricted basement area of the Barley House and was asked to leave. He made fists.
I love how the reporter calls them outrageous videos. He looks down on the videos, as well he should. They're really bad videos. But if only you could say shitty videos on the air, huh, reporter? This is the first sign that you're an insufferable asshole when you throw up a set of hands and then walk away. Trying to make it seem like your dick isn't 2 inches fully erect in front of everybody there, so you throw up your hands like you're ready to fight, but really you don't want to fight at all. You just want to get the fuck out of there and hope he doesn't take your lunch money. On YouTube, that comical display of masculinity will get an applause from your 12-year-old audience for your courage and being too real and savage, but in real life you can see him immediately walk away because he knows the bouncer would beat his ass into his asshole. Now, I do agree with FaZe Banks, though, in that perhaps the bouncers were power tripping and being overly aggressive, because in my experience, the bouncers in a lot of places are power tripping insecure bundles of meat who take out a lot of aggression on the customers unnecessarily. So I agree that maybe this bouncer was a big douchebag, but don't throw up your set of hands like you're going to throw down with him, because you're not, and you didn't.
And feigned fighting to a bouncer. He and his girlfriend, Alyssa, resisted and were guided up the steps into the main dining area. She was riding a bouncer's back aggressively. Then the cameras came out again, with Alyssa getting into the faces of other customers, just trying to leave. There's punching and hair pulling. As it goes on, you see Ricky throw a glass at other customers. Later, another confrontation as the camera came out again. There's a struggle, and from the shadows, Ricky attacks again, striking a customer, not a bouncer as he had boasted.
Now, Ricky comes out of nowhere and starts pounding this guy in the face from behind. Totally cheap shot.
FaZe Banks out here with this bald spot looking like a fucking default monk class in an MMO game. No wonder he always wears a hat. For real, Ricky, keep that hat on. If you take that hat off in one of your awful vlog videos, your 12-year-old audience is going to respond like that scene in the SpongeBob movie when King Neptune is revealed to be bald. I also really love how these vlogging YouTubers get really upset when other people record them. Like last year when Rice Gum slapped the phone out of the Gabby Show's, aka Gabby Schumer Show's hand because she was recording him. You'd think of all people to be okay with being recorded in public, it'd be these assholes, but apparently not. So as we just saw, all 90 pounds of FaZe Banks went into fight or flight mode there. His low testosterone and high estrogen really started pumping quickly, and he went against his nature and actually got involved in a confrontation. And the best thing he could muster is he could throw a fucking sucker punch. You will never lose my respect or the respect of any man faster than throwing a sucker punch on somebody. Just start sneaking up behind a man like he's in Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell playing as Sam Fisher going for an assassination and throws the weakest wet noodle of a punch I have ever seen in my life. And he actually broke his hand from this punch here. He lets out this flurry of incompetent and clearly awful throws that is just so laughably bad. I can't be happier that he broke his hand in it. It looks like an old lady fighting for her purse back right now. It's just so sad. Here's one of your premier YouTube tough guys duking it out with someone in real life who didn't even see them coming. Don't tussle with the muscle, or lack of muscle. No, but really, for real, don't tussle with the phase muscle. Unless, of course, you do, then he's going to break his hand on the back of your head. And then you'll be left wondering why a 3-year-old just shot a spitball at the back of your head. You'll pretty much mistake his punch for a mosquito landing on you. Now, as a surprise to nobody, YouTube tough guys are my least favorite content creators on this website, and I say content creators in quotation marks. I really despise them. And it's not because I hate their content, which I do. I understand people are going to like different content, and their content is geared towards children. So that's not where I have a problem. My problem is how they shit on everybody else who isn't as successful as them or doesn't have as much money as them, and how they manufacture so much negativity on the site and create all of this fake drama and fake beef. And then they make these abysmal diss tracks at each other that make my cock smaller just by listening to snippets of them. And then they have all of these call-out videos where I'm so tough, come fight me. It's just it's embarrassing. Which is why I never call myself a YouTuber, because it's downright just embarrassing to even be associated with a lot of shit on this platform. And unfortunately, the first thing someone thinks of when they hear the word YouTube, the first thing they think of are these human catheters like FaZe Banks, Rice Gum, and Jake Paul, because they're the most successful right now. But yeah, anyway, this was a National Geographic look at a YouTube tough guy in the wild. So I'd also like this to serve as a reminder to any viewers of the YouTube tough guys that they're just playing characters. They don't actually believe they're tough guys who can take people in fights. They know they can't, which is why they just make videos back and forth against each other and never do anything about it. So yeah, that's it. So yeah. A couple days ago on stream, chat was telling me about something pretty gross. So fair warning, this topic's a little yucky. If you've got a sensitive stomach, this one might make you a bit uneasy, a bit queasy, perhaps. I'm gonna get a little political here for a moment, so really brace yourself. Just grip the sides of your chair real hard so you don't fall over. It's gonna get spicy. I think under no circumstances should a politician be allowed to run if they have a documented history of smearing poop on their body. And you know what, that may have angered a few people out there, but you know what, you sensitive souls, I'm gonna go even harder on this. You can't stop me, I don't care who it offends. I think if you have a documented history of eating shit, that should also disqualify you. And if in some unholy circumstance, you are an individual who has both smeared shit on their body and consumed feces, you need to be admitted, like institutionalized ASAP. I'm talking about a German politician who went viral like a week ago, and I just learned about him like 3 days ago. His name's Martin. He had videos and photos of himself come out where he covers his whole body in shit. Apparently, he even covered a dildo in poop and started inserting it into himself. He put a bunch of poop on his mustache and gave himself like a Hitler stash of shit. And then his videos that he posted went viral where he went into a public bathroom and started licking the toilets. Like, not just the toilet seat. He was licking crusty urine out of the toilet bowls and then, like, licking the toilet brush as if it was a lollipop. It is revolting. Absolutely revolting. Now, some of you may have seen this floating around on Twitter because a couple of the infamous rage bait Twitter accounts were saying shit like, why are all lefties like this? And then posting the video of the guy, like, licking the toilets and shit. Martin is, I suppose, I don't know if he's like excommunicado, like it's something out of John Wick here, a candidate for the Free Democratic Party, or FDP, which I'd never heard of, so I looked into it a little bit, and from what I've read, they've got pretty much every label under the sun. Like, it started as a liberal party, but in modern times it's more leaning towards center-right because it's conservative fiscal policies. Like, it's all over the place, but regardless, it's fucking cringe to be using this very unhinged individual to represent, like, oh, look at, this is all of them, all poop eaters. Like, it's so fucking lame. This is an unhinged maniac that I think has transcended party lines, where it's a bipartisan perspective where no one's going to like this. There's not going to be many people championing for the toilet licking goofball. But anyway, I want to show you the videos. I can't show you the poopy pics, but I will talk about those in a bit more detail after I show you the video. So here's from the stream when we watched it. Do you see the video of the German politician licking a public toilet? Bro looked really into it. Licking public toilet seat, or like the actual toilet bowl itself? Let me take a peek. I did not see it though. A German politician filmed himself licking public toilets for God knows what reason. Well, we don't need God to tell us the reason. I'm sure this guy did, right?
Hier auf dem Bahnhofsklo.
That doesn't look like a punishment. That man is super into it. He looks of sound mind and body. He filmed himself licking the public toilets of a railway station. Of a railway station? Wow, that's significantly more foul than I would have expected. He chose Ultra Nightmare Mode public toilets for this. Hey, can't fault the heart. He said, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it big. In one clip, however you say his last name, was seen singing the Nazi-era German national anthem along with... What is this word? I don't even know a bad word that starts with M. Motherfucking rectally with a sex toy. Oh, masturbating rectally with a sex toy. So it was more than just licking toilets. This guy had a full-blown episode here. His act of licking the metal fittings of a urinal and a seated toilet received disgust by several by several users on social media sites. Only several. Only a few people were disturbed by this toilet licking. Everyone else was totally fine with it. He also made a mustache from feces while role-playing as former Chancellor Adolf Hitler. What the fuck? If this guy doesn't get elected, then there is no justice in the world. This is incredible. What a great candidate. Where can I find his poop mustache? Well, I won't show his poop mustache. I want to see it for myself is all. This is for my own enjoyment, and I'll describe it to you. Oh, wow, that article didn't quite fully explain it. It's not like he just put poop on his mouth. He covered his whole body in shit. Well, I'm not too familiar with Martin, but now I am a little bit. And I don't really like it. He wouldn't get my vote. That video forced him to retire. Something tells me, and this is just a hunch, I'm not familiar with the political landscape of Germany. Something tells me just by listening to him for a second, right before he starts moaning into the urinal as he licks it clean, I feel like he probably wasn't in a good position to win regardless. Just a hunch. Just a hunch. Since all of this came out, there hasn't been a peep from Martin. He's off the grid right now. Probably purchased a shack in the middle of the woods somewhere, and he's living out his days as a lumberjack with no electricity and no connection to the outside world. Because this is one of those things that you can't really come back from. It is so unbelievably gross that it changes the way people would look at you forever, I imagine. So, the poop pics. I can't find any information about who the feces belong to, if it's his own brand, like if it came from his colon, or if it's a third-party pooper. Like, there's no information about if he covered himself in his own shit or somebody else's. Both are truly horrific, but I think if it was someone else's, it would be significantly worse. This is a true full-blown one politician, one cup scenario here, but instead of eating shit like ice cream, he just put it all over every crevice of his body. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. Those pictures I was not expecting to be as bad as they were. Like, I watched Harlem Shake poop, and it made me laugh. Like, it's gross, but, like, that made me giggle. This had me recoil. I was stunned. It was yucky. So, anyway, since all this has happened, there hasn't really been any follow-ups that I can find. Maybe in, like, German outlets somewhere, but they haven't been translated to English, so I'm still kind of in the dark on what exactly the status is with Martin and his, like, political campaign. The only little tidbit of information I can find is that the Free Democratic Party said that they're considering consequences, but I don't know if they've gone through with them, and also that was reported, like, right after all of these started blowing up a week ago. So I imagine if there were consequences, they'd probably have already happened by this point. But again, I can't find any further updates on it. I have to imagine, though, this has truly taken a huge hit to his candidacy here. Did see a couple of German commenters joking about this, saying like, man, I'm real tired of this shit. And making some quirky quips like that, and that had me giggling a bit. But yeah, that's kind of where the story's at right now. I just had to talk about this a little bit because I saw another headline about it today, and it reminded me of just how gross it was. So thought I'd share it. That's about it. So yeah. This actually looks like some shit out of the intro for I Am Legend here. This guy's snarling and showing his teeth like an angry dog ready to strike. It sounds like something out of Call of Duty Zombies. Thank God it wasn't a full moon. This guy was ready to fucking anamorph into a werewolf here. Now, it does say he's having a racist meltdown in the caption of the video, but there's nothing racist present in the video. But according to the passengers on the flight, this all started because he was yelling at an Asian woman, and then all of a sudden, I guess, Umbrella Corporation blasted him with a T-virus and turned him into this, like, fucking zombie thing. This is the face of someone who knows what human flesh tastes like. Like I mentioned last time, I'm terrified of flying, but the more videos I see of people like this and the last guy we saw, that douchebag who got taped to a chair, the more interested I become in flying, just to be able to witness this fun. It just looks like going on a circus in the air. Like, it seems like a genuinely good time. You have, like, these onboard entertainment clowns that kind of go wild. Like, it seems cool. But I feel like that's only because I'm on the outside of it. I feel like if I was on this plane and witnessing this, I would be shitting my goddamn pants. I'd already be nervously hyperventilating into a paper bag, and then all of a sudden, fucking Lex Luthor in the row next to me just starts breaking out, going Super Saiyan, growling and eating his mask while salivating. So I definitely don't think it'd be super fun to be there for it. But I just want to say thank you to the heroes that film it, so that way I get to enjoy it from the safety of the ground.
You're landing. Now! You're landing. Sit down now. You can't hold us. We're not on the ground, sir. Sit. Yes, we are. We're only grounded. Sit. You see anyone else getting up? Sit.
I love that they're talking to Voldemort here like he's a dog, just telling him to sit. You know, just, hey, be a good boy, go over there and sit and I'll give you a treat. Alright? Now go sit. This is where I got a little confused. So he's upset because he thinks he should be allowed off the plane because they're on the ground. But according to the passengers, they're not on the ground. So this guy was just asking to be let off the plane mid-flight. You know, like, hey, let me the fuck out of here. I'm done. Alright? I've had enough. He just opens the door and flies out like D.B. Cooper. Like, I don't really understand because it's such an easy thing to prove to himself. Like, are we on the ground? Let me look out the window. Because you'd be able to know if you just, like, took a single glance out of the window. Like, there's multiple windows to the side of him, even in the video. He could have just been like, we're not on the ground. I'm sorry for the trouble.
God! Sit! You sit down on that seat and you stay. Don't fight it! Really?
Sorry, folks, but that's what they think of America.
I don't know where Joe Biden came into play. Maybe he was the pilot or something. I couldn't really tell you. But then he goes into saying sorry. That's what they think of America. And he says it like he's trying to, like, learn how to read. It was at this point that I thought this had to be a drug-related incident here because it really does sound like he's giving a class presentation and he's super nervous. So I looked it up. Apparently there's something called ambient zombies, which is something flight attendants have nicknamed people that take Ambien and get weird. And this, I guess, could be one of those cases. I'm really not sure. But the cops do show up, and it turns out he was just really drunk.
America is not a disgrace.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Really?
So luckily, Chris Redfield and the boys were able to get on the plane and contain Patient Zero here. Hopefully this will be the only zombie we see taking flight, but who knows? This could just be the first of many dominoes to fall. Though I did think the same thing when that guy from Florida was eating another man's face off. I thought that was the beginning of the zombie outbreak, but luckily I was wrong. So weebs, put away your katanas because I think this is an isolated case. Just one zombie and it seems to be taken care of. He was cited for public intoxication, so that'll show him. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. See ya. I learned very early on in life that you can tell a lot about a person based on how they treat workers, whether that be retail workers at a store, waiters and waitresses at a restaurant, fast food workers, anything. It's like a little cheat code into the human psyche. You can tell if someone's an insufferable douchebag based on how they interact with employees out in the world. If someone's being mean and disrespectful to someone that's just trying to do their job, then chances are they're a worthless asshole. And I don't need to be a licensed psychologist in order to diagnose them with terminal douchebag personality syndrome. But by far the most infuriating are the stupid douchebags, the troglodyte imbeciles that will get mad at the employees for decisions the company made, as if the employees had any say-so in whatever the fuck you're complaining about. You saw it all the time during the early pandemic when companies asked that the customers wear a mask, so the employees were forced to enforce the rule and would face so much backlash from the customers as if they were the ones that made it. Like, they're just trying not to get fired. So you have all these inbred weirdos losing their mind like, how dare you muzzle me, you goddamn communist, telling me how to live my life. I will beat your ass in the parking lot, bend over so I can suck a fart out of your butt. As if the employee that you're yelling at and threatening to beat up had anything to do with the actual thing you're complaining about. They had no say-so. They were just a fucking employee of the company doing their job. And it happens all the time in retail, but this was the first example I could think of since that was happening all over the place on Facebook back during the early pandemic. Just being rude, mean, and nasty to workers who are just doing their job is by far the easiest way to identify a piece of shit. And I'd love to show you a perfect example of this. This is a customer who's melting down at a fast food worker who quite literally did nothing wrong at all.
Hey, can I ask you something, by the way? No, it's just that every time I come here, like, at the late night hour, I don't know why, you're, like, very, like, it's not even me, because I know it's not just me. Like, I'm sure you're, like, this way with everyone. You just, like, are very impatient. Like,
this man's face really tells the whole story, hitting this guy with the Kubrick stare and just a little bit of shock, like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You're gonna lecture me at, like, 3 a.m. here on absolute nothing? Man's hitting him with a goddamn thespian troupe monologue here. He's absolutely rehearsed this in the mirror, hyped himself up like, I'm gonna give this employee a piece of my mind over nothing.
If like, you don't want this job, you don't have to be here. Like, I'm just letting you know, like, you literally rush my order every single time, and I hate having you.
Imagine going to a fast food drive-thru and complaining that the food came out too quickly. That's the whole definition of fast food, is that it arrives in a timely manner to you. What are you there for then if you wanted slower prepared food? Go to a moderate speed restaurant. Or you can go to IHOP and never get your food, because by the time you get your food you will have died by old age. Like, I don't understand what the complaint even is. He's mad that this guy rushed his order. That is the whole goddamn point of fast food. That it is prepared quickly for you. You are arguing a non-issue to a guy who is very clearly not interested and doesn't deserve it. This guy is just doing his job at the late night hour to serve your absolute incompetent, disrespectful, entitled ass, and you have the audacity to shit on him for it.
And I mean, I'm sure my word means nothing to you, but I'm just telling you, you have the choice to have a different profession. This isn't a profession. I'm sure you're just very incompetent and you have to work here. But I'm not being ignorant either.
Yeah, definitely not being ignorant at all. Just some kind of unhinged lunatic going through the drive-thru to insult a worker who's done nothing wrong at all. Saying that it's not a real profession and that he must be incompetent. As if the guy recording has a fucking job. He absolutely just came from an affluent family and is entitled. You can tell just by the way he talks. He probably has his pinky up on the cup that he just got there.
It's just like, I come here to get food. Who cares, like, if I've been drinking or doing whatever? Like, I come here at a late night hour, I get food. Every time I have you, I fucking hate it. It makes me sick.
Yeah, this absolute brain-rotted goofy goober just self-reports and says that he's been drinking. So the man is drunk driving through a drive-thru, and he has it on camera and posted it himself. How dumb do you have to be? And to publicly go out there and embarrass yourself like this is so wild to me, because he recorded it himself. He planned to go to this guy and confront him for justice, you know? This one's for the people. It's time we rise up against this one employee just doing his job. So he films this, watches it back, and posts it himself saying, yep, I look pretty good here. Can't wait to share it with my friends. Post it on Facebook for all of his friends to fucking laugh at him. And now he will never live it down. He is forever known as this shit stain. This greasy goblin that insulted a worker for no reason whatsoever. And it is the ultimate delusion that he is the one belittling and insulting this worker for his job, while I imagine he himself doesn't hold down a steady job. I don't know too much about the guy personally. There's not a whole lot of info behind this person here. But just by the way he talks, I can tell that he's very entitled. He most likely came from an affluent family, driving around right now in a car his parents paid for, probably wearing a stained plaid shirt after a night of drinking with the boys, desperately trying to get laid, but getting rejected for the millionth time. So now he's just mad at the world, just full-blown bah humbug, going Scrooge right now. I'm going to the drive-thru, and I'm just gonna give this guy a piece of my mind. And this is the result.
Sorry about that. No, I'm sure you're very sorry about it. I'm sure you're very sorry about it. But you are very shitty to me every time I come here.
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sure you're not actually sorry, and you're just saying that because like whatever's happening or you're being recorded. So
there is nothing this guy can say or do from this point forward that will convince me that he's not an absolute insufferable douchebag. This guy could quite literally put on the cape and become the real world Batman, and I would still think he sucks. I have no respect for people like this guy. I hate it. It drives me fucking nuts. And the fact that he also loosely admits to drunk driving in the video just makes it even worse. He is two of the things I have the least respect for. Someone who's rude to workers for no reason, and a drunk driver. This man is the whole package, like the entire starter kit for being a douchebag, an actual piece of shit. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Today I saw a video of an overwhelmingly intimidating tough guy. I'm talking full-fledged DEFCON, red alert, sound the alarm, sirens blaring, full chub, full throttle, tough guy. This rare specimen was spotted in the only environment you can find these kind of scary Pokemon, Whole Foods, obviously. Now when you look at me, you probably see a pretty intimidating, scary guy at a 5'6" imposing frame with a big set of fucking pythons on him. Yeah. I can understand why people would think that I'm probably as tough as they get, but what if I told you there's a man that dwarfs even my profuse masculinity? And he's not just a man, he's a father.
People won't learn. These people won't learn. You're a bunch of idiots wearing masks. You know it's not real. Look at you fools. You got a fucking doily on your face, you retard. You look like you fucking got it off your mom's countertop. You feel better now?
Looks like you got a Sharpie off your mom's countertop and scribbled in some weak-ass facial hair. This whole freak out here reminds me of the old Bagel Boss guy. You remember that guy that was extremely short and melted down about women not wanting him at a Bagel Boss restaurant? I get the same vibes from this guy. He just came in here looking for a fight with a chip on his shoulder, mad at the world for fucking nothing. Of course it's about masks. You can look at this guy and immediately tell he doesn't believe in masks and probably believes the world is flat. But I mean anyway, this guy's dressed like he's trying to go fishing but accidentally wandered into a Whole Foods and now is upset about the whole ordeal. Unfortunately, he's brought his family here with him to embarrass them, and make no mistake, they seem extremely embarrassed by their father as this video continues.
You look like an idiot. You're a child. Trying to make me wear a mask. Shut up. Shut up. Yelling at people. You're a dork. Look at you, you giant fucking dork. What are you gonna do? Come outside. Come outside, show me how tough you are.
The guy that confronted our protagonist is about twice the size of him from what I can see here, so I'm pretty sure that the dad was already starting to sweat a little bit and really praying that his sons would pretend to hold him back, which they did beautifully. It just saved him a lot of embarrassment so he could keep talking shit, knowing full well that the guy that he was talking shit to could literally eat him. I swear to God, this guy could suckle on his nipples standing up. The mismatch in terms of size was laughable. So it was extremely lucky that the dad decided to melt down with his kids nearby, able to get him out of the situation that he's caused. He really does not look like somebody you'd want to piss off. Just look at that beard, that majestic beard. He looks like an old blacksmith who made the tools for the Olympic gods to use. He looks like the kind of guy that would fuck your ass up in a fight, and then just fuck your ass just because he's that powerful.
Fucking little, I'll beat that fucking mask off your face like a fucking retard. Fucking pussies. You're all a bunch of pussies wearing masks. Losers.
Goodbye.
I will say, I respect that this man keeps shit-talking even as he's being carried away like a baby out of a Toys R Us throwing a temper tantrum. He doesn't let the embarrassment of getting picked up by his son stop him from talking a lot of shit for no reason. I actually do love the shamelessness from the father here. He feels no level of embarrassment after being picked up and carried away. His son was so shameful of his father breaking down here and becoming a public nuisance that the only course he could find was picking him up and removing him from the property. After decades of butt-chugging Miller Lights in the bathtub, the father has just lost the ability to feel shame. And this is the result. This looked like something out of Fall Guys, just getting grabbed and carried away slowly outside of the store. A great meltdown, though. Another good meltdown. I gotta tell you, the mask debate here, which isn't really a debate. There's one side which is right, and then the one side that's wrong. The wrong side obviously being the ones that think masks are the devil or a muzzle or a microchip or some shit. That's clearly the wrong side. But this whole dichotomy here, this war on masks has been the gift that keeps on giving in terms of public freakouts and meltdowns. Every single day, there's a new troglodyte that decides to wander out into the world and just go fucking wild about a mask. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to showcase a real tough dad out there, making sure the local Piggly Wiggly here knows that he's the boss, he's the sheriff, and if he sees you wearing a mask, well, he's gonna shit in his little diapers there and go wild in public. So keep that in mind next time you think you're going to a Piggly Wiggly in a mask, because this guy might just come around the block and put the kibosh on that whole operation by yelling and screaming and screeching. So anyway, that's about it. See ya.